We are often taught that managing money is a math problem. We think that if we just memorize the right formulas, understand macroeconomic indicators, and read the charts perfectly, we'll inevitably get rich. But in the real world, people don't make financial decisions on a lifeless Excel spreadsheet. They make them at the dinner table, driven by ego, pride, fear, and their own personal history. What if I told you that financial success is not a hard science? It's a soft skill. It's psychology. Welcome to Wealthy Stick Mindset. Today, we're breaking down 5 entirely different but life-changing lessons from Morgan Housel's brilliant book, The Psychology of Money. Let's rethink everything you thought you knew about wealth. Lesson number 1. No one is crazy. We all do crazy things with money sometimes. But truly, no one is actually crazy. Here's why. Your personal experience with money makes up maybe 0.000000001% of what has happened in the world. But it makes up about 80% of how you think the world works. Imagine someone stepping into the adult world and starting to invest in 2008, right in the middle of the global financial crisis. They watch the stock market crash, companies go bankrupt, and millions lose their jobs. This person will carry a deep-seated fear into their financial life. They'll likely lean toward holding cash or buying gold just to feel safe. Now, contrast that with someone who started investing in 2020, right in the middle of a roaring, money-printing bull market in stocks and crypto. This person might think that doubling their portfolio in a few weeks is totally normal, and they'll gladly take on massive amounts of risk. If the first person looks at the second, they'd call them reckless. And if the second looks at the first, they'd call them a coward. Who is right? Neither. We are all making decisions based on our own tiny fraction of history. Before you judge someone's portfolio, remember, they are playing the game based on the only reality they've ever known. Lesson number 2. Confounding compounding. Everyone knows Warren Buffett is one of the greatest investors of all time. We often obsess over which stocks he picked or how he values a business. But do you know the real secret behind his massive fortune? It's not just a genius intellect, it's time. Buffett started investing seriously when he was 10 years old. Over $80 billion of his $84 billion net worth came after his 65th birthday. Let's do a quick thought experiment. If Buffett was just a normal guy who started learning about investing at age 30 with a few $1,000s and decided to retire at age 60 to play golf, do you know what his net worth would be? About $11 million. Still fantastic, but nobody would be writing books about him. The human brain is wired for linear thinking. 8 plus 8 plus 8. But compound interest works exponentially. 8 times 8 times 8. We often get blinded by the flashy overnight returns and completely ignore the boring 10 to 15% annual returns. The secret isn't about earning the highest return possible. It's about earning good returns that you can sustain over an insanely long period of time. Time is the most powerful force in finance. Lesson number 3. Tails. You win. In investing, in business, and in life, you can be wrong half the time and still make an absolute fortune. This is the concept of tail events, the rare outlier events that drive the vast majority of your outcomes. Let's look at Walt Disney. In the 1930s, his studio produced more than 400 cartoons. Most of them were financial failures, and Disney was drowning in crazy amounts of debt. But then, he created Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. It changed everything. It made $8 million in 1938 and single-handedly saved the studio. One massive tail event wiped out 400 failures. The exact same thing happens in the stock market. Look at massive index funds or venture capital firms. The vast majority of their investments might go bankrupt or do nothing. But a few massive winners, like getting in early on an Amazon or an Apple, will completely wipe out all the losses and carry the entire portfolio to the moon. You don't need to be right every time. You just need to survive long enough to catch the rare winners. Lesson number 4. Nothing is free. Everything has a price, but not all prices appear on labels. If you want a new car, you pay the dealership. But if you want to build long-term wealth, the price isn't paid in dollars and cents. It's paid in volatility, fear, doubt, and massive market crashes. Let's look at Netflix. If you held Netflix stock from 2002 to 2021, you would have made life-changing money. But during that 19-year run, the stock crashed by more than 70% on 3 separate occasions. When the market drops like that, most people panic. They view the drop as a fine, a punishment for making a mistake, and they rush to cut their losses. But successful investors view that drop as a fee, the exact price of admission you have to pay to get those long-term gains. If you want the massive rewards the market has to offer, you have to be willing to pay this emotional fee without asking for a refund. Lesson number 5. Don't play someone else's game. Financial bubbles usually happen when long-term investors start taking cues from short-term day traders. Imagine a 22-year-old day trader sitting in front of 6 monitors. He buys a highly volatile asset because he sees momentum and plans to sell it in 2 hours. Now imagine you. You are investing part of your salary every month to build a retirement portfolio for the next 10 years. You see that same asset trending on Twitter, you fear missing out, and you blindly buy it. You just made a fatal mistake. You took on the risk of a day trader, but you don't have his exit strategy. You are playing a completely different game. The worst financial mistakes happen when you forget which game you are playing and try to run someone else's race. Define your own goals, set your own timeline, and stick strictly to your strategy. Money isn't about outsmarting the market. It's about mastering yourself. If these 5 lessons changed how you look at money, hit that like button and subscribe to Wealthy Stick Mindset. What game are you playing in this market? Let me know down in the comments. See you in the next video.